Just kidding. We're back. Hold up. It will love you like I love you. So down. It will love you like I love you. Back up. And I love you like I love you. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Tiana, and today we're doing another serious discussion style video, and we're gonna be covering sexuality basically. And I feel like this is gonna be a really good talk, and I'm very excited. We have Jeremiah here.
Hi.
Hi. And then Emerald, you've seen her. Today, college students are covering sexuality. Today's discussion question is sexuality a real thing, or does it just cause anxiety instead of helping people understand themselves? So I'm going to start off by saying that I believe that, I don't know, it's actually really hard to say when it comes to sexuality, because I think that people have like their preferences, and definitely like people, like you can prefer a gender over another. I think that there's a lot of pressure, especially growing up. I mean, not so much nowadays in the state of California at least, but like growing up, there's a lot of pressure on people to decide like what they are, and it just causes people a lot of anxiety more than it actually does help them. Like people have this idea that if I know what my sexual preference is, then I've figured myself out. But it just like, I feel like a lot of people feel really, really pressured to figure that out, when you don't necessarily have to figure it out. You can just go with what you feel. I believe if more people just went with what they feel and weren't so worried about putting themselves in a category, in a box, then it would be a lot easier.
I guess everyone comes in with that, or they start in the world knowing, or their parents like, you're gonna be like, here's my precious son, he's gonna play sports, we're just assuming he's straight. I think that's where it goes wrong, you know? Mm-hmm. I mean, but if you grow up knowing like, I am actually interested in men, or I'm actually interested in women, and compared to what your parents want you to do, then that's where you start having that trouble, because then you have to make sure that your family's gonna see you a certain way. But I wouldn't say that like it puts too much of a toll on that person. It's the people surrounding them that puts that toll on them.
Yeah, that's definitely true. You think that it definitely is a thing that people can just like one thing, or do you think that there's so much pressure for them to like something, or like be like basically, like I said, categorize themselves, that really push them to make them basically trick themselves into thinking they prefer one thing. Okay. I mean, not prefer, but like one thing, because I think it's definitely a thing where you can have a preference for something.
Yeah,
else.
No, they have. Okay, so there's a scale. Who is it by? I don't know. I'm a psychology major, so I know we learned this. But there's a scale. So they have the straight as an arrow, and then gay as a rainbow. And then there's a whole scale. So there's super straight, women look attractive, but it's not my preference. Mm-hmm. Oh, sometimes I like women, but I like men more. And then you have the bisexual right in between, and then the men. Oh, I like women a little bit, but more for the men. Mm-hmm. Well, she's really attractive, but I'd rather, and then you have the straight gay. So I don't think there's
straight gay.
Me.
Like that's
just
straight gay.
Yeah.
I think straight gay, like just like you are gay, like there is no question about it.
Oh, straight up gay.
I
thought you meant straight gay. I was like,
like I can look at girls and be like, okay, like they're attractive, but it's like I know for a fact, like I will not be in the bed like going like bang bang, because like
going like bang bang.
Like, okay, that's not we have to, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Yeah, bang bang.
So I categorize myself as pansexual, which means that you like everything across the spectrum. Basically, you don't really have a preference. So you can like women, you can like men, you can like trans, and I guess anything else. Anything else? I don't know.
I'm gay, like full on gay, so I only like guys.
Gay all the way.
All the way, yep, like a rainbow.
I don't know the terminology for it, but I mean, I'm interested in men, interested in women. Whoever approaches me, I mean, if you're good looking, you're good looking.
That's true. That's very true.
Get some you on.
Maybe you're just questionable right now, like like you're still figuring shit out.
No, not questionable.
You know?
I know.
This is news.
I know.
News.
We weren't expecting this.
Right, damn. I was like, I'll get the straight perspective. But little did I motherfucking know. Okay, well then, it's about to heat up in this movie.
There are no all straight people here. Yeah.
Dang. Well, oh well.
For the
Now we have a well-rounded
Community.
perspective. High five for that.
Yes, high five.
So for you, did you feel that there was a lot of pressure on figuring out what you liked? Or you kind of like, I know what I like, I just don't feel, before coming out, obviously, you don't feel necessarily comfortable with fully embracing it?
So like when everyone grows up, they see like man and women or men and women together. I don't know which man and woman, right? That's proper. Okay. So they'll see men and women together, so they think that's like the normal, like the proper way to grow up. But I Tahitian dance, so I was surrounded by butt naked girls all the time from like the years of 5 to like whenever I stopped was like 10 years later, 15. 15. So like I knew like when I would see naked girls, like
Yeah, feeling type of
what
way.
is that?
Yeah,
I was
Like seeing your cousin naked. Like,
yeah, like seeing a family member, like I didn't want to see that. Like
Yeah, there's nothing.
yeah, so
I didn't want to see that.
yeah, so it was just like I knew I liked guys. It was just a matter of like making sure I knew the people around me were okay with it before like I would say anything. I think I always knew when I was a little boy. Like I always wanted to be a cheerleader. I don't know. Not to say cheerleaders are gay. Male cheerleaders are gay. It's just like I wanted to be in cheerleading just because I was gay.
You were just trying to,
Yeah.
But like, do you remember like a defining moment in which you were like, oh yeah, I'm gay for sure?
Yeah, sort of. I don't know. It's just like it was because I was in elementary school, and I had two best friends. They're both guys, and there was one day where we all spent the night with each other, like at someone's house, and I was just like, oh shit, like, what did I catch? Like, I caught something, and it wasn't a ball and a glove, like. I think I caught feelings for something. Oh no, no kind of sexual
I was like,
thing.
what did you
I was
catch?
like, catching it.
Yeah. I was
catching.
catching feelings.
You just caught feelings at a sleepover.
Yeah, well, like we were friends for a while, and then like I was just like, oh, like I'm feeling some
I
type
feel like
of
I've
way.
been hearing that a lot with as far as gay people go. Like, there's always the typical "I like my friend" story, and that's how I realized.
Yeah, but then I moved away from them, and then I realized like when we all grew up, one of them's gay, one of them's bisexual, and I'm gay. So I was just like,
You're just like, I could have been getting it.
right? Like I could have been having a first boyfriend.
Y'all.
In 5th fucking grade.
I missed my chance. Now I'm
I
single.
was even getting that hand.
Watching a YouTuber, her name is Ari Fitz, and she's a lesbian. She didn't know she was a lesbian officially until she was like 17 years old. And she like met a woman in Brazil or whatever. I love her. But anyway,
Wow, that's
Really?
my story.
basically, I love you, Ari Fitz. But okay, so I was watching a video about her, like specifically just sex with Shan Booty. It was actually on Shannon Bootyram's channel, and it was just like them talking about sex with women, like strap-ons and everything. And like the most important message that I took away from the video was at the end. She was just basically saying like, you don't really have to. Don't feel too pressured to know what you want, your preference is right now. Basically, like don't feel too pressured to like automatically give yourself a title to make yourself feel like I said, like you know yourself, and just let yourself evolve. If you're a woman and you like women or you like men right now, and you're maybe looking a little bit like at women, don't stress yourself out really trying to figure out if you are gay, bisexual, or whatever you're trying to. I mean, like eventually it's just gonna play out how it plays out, you know. Just don't. And also don't deter yourself from going with women. If you are a woman and you started having some feelings for women, you know, don't restrict yourself.
I feel
Don't
like
restrict
that's a
yourself
good
and just be
explanation
chill.
Of like how my transition happened. I was just like, I don't know. I never like seeked out women as much as I seeked out men. But like when I finally had that interaction with someone who I was attracted to, like we just vibed, it was different versus like. If I'm just like forcibly looking for someone like, oh, like she's hella cute, like, oh, maybe I should get to know her, and then like vibing with someone, I was like, okay, let me just go with that. I didn't think too much of it.
Yeah,
Maybe that's
just
just
chill.
me.
Just like let things happen, you know. And if you have feelings, then you just do. Like, and don't be scared that you have these feelings because it's not abnormal. Obviously, they're naturally occurring in your body, and no one should ever tell you that it is abnormal. Just do what you want to do.
I've been searching for that date since day one.
He said, I've been searching for that date. Okay, so back to the subject at hand, basically. I personally find it really hard to believe that, not really hard to believe, but I feel like it's very possible for a lot of people to be not, or people to be attracted to multiple genders. I think it's very possible, especially if you open up your mind to it. I think that a lot of people are raised, especially this generation, we were raised with the last generation, baby boomers or Generation X, or whatever generation you were raised by. It's like there's all this pressure from them to have the, like you said, the man and woman relationship, that you're gonna find the person of the opposite sex, you're gonna get married to them, you're gonna have kids, you're gonna stay together no matter what. Like, that is what we were taught growing up, basically. Especially if you're a black person or a minority, I feel like there's a lot more pressure on you to not behave in a way that is gay. You know, I always hear black dads telling me, seriously, I'm sorry, I'm coming for you. When their sons are crying, like, oh, don't act gay. Like, why are you putting that in his head, like, at that moment? Definitely. Because say your son grows up and he starts having feelings for men, he's gonna really, like, stress himself out and really be mentally distraught. And, like, what would you rather have? You rather have your son know what he wants and know himself and be happy, or never accept himself and even to the most extreme points commit suicide? People are literally killing themselves. So personally, for me, it was definitely a struggle with figuring out whether, it's actually still is a struggle with, like, really figuring out what I like. You know, I personally feel all this pressure to define myself. I one day told my best friend Gianna, I was like, I don't really believe in like sexual orientation at all. Like, I think that anybody can, like, if you want to have sex with someone, then you can. If you have sexual attraction for that person, like, it's not restricted. Specifically for me. And she just kept saying, so what does that make you? Like, I don't think it makes me anything. I'm just a human who's attracted to other human beings. That's what my explanation would be. But for some reason, she was really egging me on to, like, put myself into a category. And I'm not saying, I'm not getting on my best friend or anything. I'm saying that is how it is. That's how it is, especially in school. Peers really have a big influence on what you think about yourself, way more than your own parents and family at certain points. Especially when you get older, like in high school, middle school, you really start caring about what other people think around you, and that's when you face the most pressure. And yeah, like I said earlier, people are literally killing themselves because people aren't allowing them to be who they are because of all the pressure.
Or they're shaming them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was hard.
Like, what would you rather have? People know who they are, or what would you rather do? Allow someone to be comfortable and explore who they are, and allow them to just, do what they feel, or would you rather have them kill themselves? Literally, that is insane. Like, people will literally torture someone to the death, and only then do people take it seriously. Mm-hmm. Only then it has to get to those extremes for people to start speaking up. And it's like, no, the acceptance needs to start immediately before it's too late.
I think not only does it have to do with people around them, but with themselves. Like, if you cannot accept yourself for who you are and all its entirety, how are you supposed to project it to somebody else to make them understand, you know? Mm-hmm. You just let them be like, oh, you need to do this and this, or you need to act this certain way, and they're just coming at you, and you're like, I want to stand up for myself, but really, who am I? Mm-hmm. That it's like, it goes hand in hand.
Yeah. Some people feel really pressured to behave a certain way when they have figured out what they like. So if there's basically gender roles within the gay community. It's like you're a lesbian, so you have to be super femme or super masculine, either one. Whereas, like, you can't switch it up. Why not? Why can't you be dominant, submissive, feminine, and masculine all in one person? The perfect package.
That's definitely me right there.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not.
You hear that, Jancy's the perfect package.
That's right.
I'm just kidding. Like, I'm not super masculine. Like, as everyone knows, like, I'm really flamboyant when, like, especially when it comes, like, to my actions. Like, when I move, it's just very, like, limp.
Fluid.
Yeah, very fluid. But when you push me, like, and you, like, push me, like, to, like, where I need to fight back, like, you best believe I will stand up for myself. I have a very dominant personality.
That's good.
Categorizing. Don't categorize yourself. Just go with your feelings. And that's my biggest advice to people who are maybe having some feelings that are not necessarily accepted by their family, their friends, or you feel a little off about, I just say let the feelings happen and let them develop, and allow yourself to evolve, because you're gonna change over your whole life. You don't have to feel so pressured to just jump in to a category.
Mm-hmm.
Like, damn, like I'm starting to have feelings for women now. I have to make myself, but I'm bisexual. I have to tell everyone. Like, not necessarily. You're just you, and you have sexual feelings for other people because we're human beings, and that's what we do. We have sex. Do you have any advice for like people coming out?
Honestly, it's just like with certain people, like the people who are really close to you, don't be afraid. Like, yeah, you may have all this anxiety building up and all this fright and like nervousness, but honestly, you're thinking of the worst case scenario. Like, I thought I was gonna get kicked out.
You thought you were gonna get kicked out?
Yeah, I thought I was gonna die. Like, you know why? Like, I thought. Like,
I understand. Some families are crazy.
Yeah, I thought I was
It's
just gonna
insane.
cease to exist. Like,
I think the fact that you even have to come out in the first place is an insane thing. Like, I literally have to announce to everyone that I'm a gay person. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That is really ridiculous. Like, I feel like obviously our society's gonna shift in a direction, especially the legalization of gay marriage, to where there is not gonna be a coming out. It's just gonna be who you are.
Yeah.
Just like it's as if someone were to make a Facebook post like, I have a confession to make, guys. I don't really have straight hair. This is a weave. Like, that's ridiculous.
I don't really just smoke a little bit of weed. I smoke a lot of it.
Like, I'm a lot of weed.
I think the most awkwardest thing was when I came out to my mom. She made gay jokes for about 15 minutes in the car. I thought she was gonna swing on me. I was sitting there praying. I was like, I'm not even religious, and I was sitting there praying like for my life. I was like,
And that girl ain't even
gosh.
religious.
But yeah, it was interesting. That's actually when I told like my whole high school that I was gay.
What's your story, boy?
What's my story? Oh, when I accidentally told my mom and my dad.
Yeah.
It was an accident, guys. I didn't mean to. I swear. Okay, so my senior year, not to brag, but I was popular. I was popping. And I decided to like run for homecoming king. But it was for the cutest reason ever. It's because my mom, back when she was in high school, she had like a homecoming sash, and I was like, I want one too. But she didn't win, so I was like, I don't want to win. So I was just like, so I got the sash, and I was like, okay, like, deuces, peace out. I got what I came for. Told everyone not to vote for me, and like this was like a whole month. Like, I knew I was in homecoming court like for a whole month, so like I just wasn't thinking that whole month. Obviously, it's okay. But yeah, so like I had my first boyfriend. So like it was a month long process of like from when they told me I was on homecoming court versus homecoming, and I brought my first boyfriend over. Like I told him he was gonna escort me,
Mm-hmm.
and then
an escort.
yeah, well everyone needed an escort. Like wow, you thinking nasty, homegirl. But then I got free tickets too, so I gave one to my mom, I gave one to my aunt, and like my cousins came too.
Wait, so the homecoming what?
Huh?
Like a rally, right?
The game, homecoming game.
Oh,
it was a
then
football
you
game.
invited all them to the prom and
Oh
shit?
no. We don't have. My school was bougie. Didn't have a prom
Yeah.
like or a dance for homecoming.
What the fuck do you mean?
Yeah, don't even get me started. But yeah, so basically like my mom texts me like she's out, like she's here, like she's sitting in the stand when I'm next to my boyfriend. And I was like, fuck, like what do I do now? Like. And I was telling him, like, I can't do this. I was, like, ready to, like, walk out, leave school, like, just walk home and, like, not even, like, show my face. And before I knew it, like, they're just like, oh, like, Jeremiah being escorted by his boyfriend, blank. I'm not going to tell you his name, but you would have it.
Yeah.
And, like, we were going against my sister's school, like, my high school sister school. So, like, it just got really quiet in the stands, and I was just like, got a blast. I really couldn't like do it. I was freaking out, and then he was just like, my ex was just like, oh, like come, like just let's go. So he drags me onto the field, and then all of a sudden like everyone starts screaming and cheering, and I'm just like, oh, like royalty, bitch, yes, like hi, like it's me, it's me, you guys already know.
Drop it down.
And then I started searching the stands for my family, and I couldn't find them. And then I ended up going home. My mom didn't say anything. The next day after like she picks me up, it was just like she parked the car and she locked the doors, and like I thought I was gonna die. Like I really thought I was gonna die, cause she like had my mom's like me, like she's like full of energy. She sat there with like the straightest face. And I was like, what you gotta say? Like,
say what you need to say.
I know, for real. And she was like, oh, so she was like, does that mean like if I were to ever be single, we can go scouting together? And I like broke my neck, and I was like, what? Like, what is some girl talking about? Like, did she really just say what she said? And then she was like saying like, oh, like don't be a bottom too much, or else your butthole's gonna get too big. And I was like, and this continued on for 10 to 15 minutes in the car.
All jokes, right?
Yeah, all jokes. Like she was dying of laughter, and I'm just sitting there in fright, like, what is happening? Like, I was shook. I was shook as fuck. But then finally she was like, it's okay. She was like, I knew you were gay from day one, whether you knew it or not. And I was just like, oh, I was like, cool, okay, yeah. And then I walked inside and just continued my life.
Dude, you should totally send me that picture of you that you had
in the hills,
in the shirt. I think you put it on your Instagram.
Oh yeah.
I will put it right here, right now.
Okay.
So y'all can see.
Right here.
Yeah, here, there, somewhere. Wherever there's room.
The whole
picture.
screen.
Probably like right here. So
on my face.
Exactly.
I think it's on his Twitter.
But yeah, and that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed it. Give it a thumbs up for equal rights, and a thumbs up for love. And don't forget to leave a comment down below and hit that subscription button. Please. Love you guys. Peace out.
I'm still single.
Stay gay,
still single.
Stay whatever you are. Be you. Be happy. Be free. Eat the booty.